Malcolm in the Middle has some of the most beloved characters modern television has ever produced.
And I want to hear more of wop-dee-dee-dee, 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 wop.
And some of the most viciously hated.
You disgust me. You better run home to Mama.
And the two lists overlap more than anyone wants to admit. Even the people who can't stand a character usually can't stop watching for them. Start with the character people practically beg to see covered every time this topic comes up. Lionel Herkabe might be the most deliberate villain the series ever built.
Emotionally needy, closet bedwetter. You get no affection at home, so you'll be seeking it from me. Look elsewhere.
He was worth $200 million once, lost it all, and ended up teaching the exact kind of gifted kids he used to be. And instead of helping them, he ranks them by decimal points just to feel superior to somebody.
But I thought you said we all got A's.
Oh, you did? But some of you got better A's than others.
He blackmails a teenager into secretly filming his own brother as an unofficial psychology experiment.
You're talking about my brother?
Yes.
And you want me to secretly videotape him?
He uses that same teenager to run an affair with a married woman.
Darlene Fisher, green sweatsuit.
Then end it, purely because it's convenient. He steals a 20-year-old academic record from a blind woman and lies about it for 2 decades. The same episode where he latches onto a gifted student named Barton like he's raw material to be shaped.
I finally have the mental clay worthy of my sculpting.
When Barton's mother finally pulls him out, calling it creepy, Herkabe's reaction isn't anger. It's something closer to grief.
You, my ex-wife, all of my therapists, you're all the same.
And when the lie about the record finally collapses, the show doesn't give him a redemption arc or a tragic ending. It just lets Reese and a gym class throw dodgeballs at him until he's gone.
I might stop hitting you if you dance like a monkey. Like
Craig Feldspar has spent years hopelessly in love with Lois, and the show never lets him win. During an armed robbery at the store, terrified, he uses what he thinks are his last moments to confess to her.
Lois, I love you with all my heart. You're my reason to get up in the morning. You are my everything.
Craig.
She turns him down gently. He accepts it, keeps working there for years, keeps helping the family for free. Even his attempts to be assertive land backwards when the store keeps getting robbed. His solution is to bribe a cop with free candy bars for protection.
We scratch his back, he scratches ours. We give him a few candy bars, he looks out for us. It's called protection.
While the cop can't even be bothered to get his name right.
Don't worry about it. That's okay, Greg.
It's Craig.
Nobody takes him seriously, and by the time the show lets him say it out loud,
Because for the last 12 years, I've dedicated my life to a relationship that can't exist.
on the love side, Piama walks into the family as Francis's wife and simply refuses to be intimidated by anyone in it.
Listen to him for once.
Why are you talking? Why are you talking?
The first time they properly clash, at Hal's birthday, Lois throws her out mid-fight.
Get your wife out of my sight.
And by the end of the same evening, the two of them are trading something closer to a rematch than a truce.
Anytime you want to finish our little talk.
I'd like that. Maybe I'll come for a visit.
Maybe I'll come back down here.
She's one of the only people in this family who can go toe-to-toe with Lois and not flinch. Later, when Lois goes into labor in the middle of the living room, it's Piama who's on her knees with towels, calm and useful while everyone else panics.
Come on, Lois, come on!
And Ida's response to that kindness is to sneer in the room that Piama's people dry themselves off by throwing dirt on their backs. Piama doesn't even dignify it with a reaction. She just keeps working. Caroline Miller is the reason any of this exists in the first place. She's the teacher who chases Lois down for 3 weeks with unanswered letters and voicemails just to get Malcolm properly evaluated, visibly nervous but refusing to back off.
Well, it's been 3 weeks and you haven't responded, and it's really important. I mean, well, for Malcolm's sake, that the parents be as involved as...
So what, you're here to insult my parenting skills?
She's still just as invested afterward, genuinely delighted the one time he bothers to volunteer for something as small as a school charity run.
Malcolm, I am so glad you decided to do this.
Then, in the middle of a Krellboyne rocket launch disaster, she goes into labor in the school parking lot, and the show simply never brings her back. No goodbye scene, no mention. The most dedicated adult in Malcolm's early life just disappears. Kitty Canarbin gets the opposite problem. Everyone remembers exactly what she did. She divorces Abe and vanishes from Stevie's life without warning. And when Abe finally has to tell his son the truth...
Okay, I told him.
What?
He's taking it pretty hard. Somebody should probably go over there and talk to him.
Stevie doesn't even react like a kid whose mom left. He goes quiet. When she does resurface, she doesn't walk up and knock.
Kitty?
And it turns out she's been standing there the entire night, too scared to go in.
How long have you been out there? Not long. All night. It looked like a lovely party.
She admits she's been stalking her own family, trying to work up the nerve to talk to them. When she finally asks Lois to help smooth things over with Abe, Lois refuses her flat out.
You abandoned your family, friends, but what you've done is so creepy and evil. It doesn't get fixed with, I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
Kitty and Abe still end up talking the whole night through anyway, and by morning he's furious at Lois specifically for calling the woman he loves creepy and evil in the first place. Abe's defining trait might be that he can't help bragging about his kids, even when it's badly timed. He shows up in the middle of Dewey's own big day just to blurt out that Stevie's won a Teen Courtesy Award.
But I just can't keep the news to myself. Stevie has been chosen to receive a Teen Courtesy Award. Oh!
He's a pushover everywhere else, chronically outmaneuvered, easy to guilt, quick to apologize for things that aren't his fault. But that same softness is what makes him the parent who can't stop being proud out loud. Even his coping mechanisms are gentle. Asked if he ever tracked Kitty down after the divorce, his answer is dry rather than bitter.
Have you been able to find Kitty?
No address, but when I searched the internet, I found some interesting pictures of her. From what I could tell, she seems to have overcome her fear of meeting new people.
It's also what makes him the one who has to sit his son down years later and tell him the truth about his mother and somehow still be the calm one in the room. Grandma Ida is, by wide agreement. The character this show never lets off the hook. She's openly, casually racist. It's her insulting Piama's heritage during Jamie's birth, and elsewhere, it's a flat-out dig at Francis for being unable to get a white girl to marry you.
Poor people dry themselves off by throwing dirt on their backs.
When Francis pushes her about being shipped off to live with her as a toddler, she doesn't soften a word of it.
This was the time your mother sent you to live with us.
What? Come on, it wasn't to live with you.
She tells him flatly that his own mother couldn't wait to get rid of him and jokes that she waited until he was 15 before kicking him out for good. And yet the same woman once threw herself in front of a truck to save Dewey and lost a leg doing it, a loss the family takes seriously enough to hold an actual funeral for the leg itself.
We are gathered here today to pay tribute to a leg. A leg that saved me, but also kicked me in.
That's the entire contradiction in one sentence. Monstrous and once genuinely willing to lose a limb for a kid she otherwise treats like furniture. Cynthia is the opposite kind of case, a character the show clearly loved and then quietly let go. She's introduced as a new Krellboyne so desperate for friends that she invites the entire school to a party off stacks of invitations left at the library and the arcade, certain that sheer volume will fix her loneliness.
You don't know how many friends I'm capable of making.
Malcolm warns her she's setting herself up for total humiliation. She throws the party anyway and ends up handing out her own on invitations in tears instead.
Malcolm opened my eyes to the fact that I'm a creepy, friendless dork who has no reason to expect anyone to come to her party.
2 seasons later, at the start of high school, it's Cynthia who tries to protect Malcolm's reputation by pulling away first, insisting he's really better off without me, even though nobody asked her to.
Slut. She's a big slut.
Then the show simply lets her go. No goodbye scene, no explanation, right after one of the most selfless moments she ever gets. Malcolm, somehow, still comes out the other side as one of the most loved characters on the whole show, despite plenty of evidence he shouldn't be. He's been quietly sitting on his own credit card for months, sent to him after he won a physics award, while the family struggles through one financial disaster after another, including an emergency room trip for Reese that they had to cover by calling Mom instead. When Reese realizes Malcolm could have just paid for it, his defense is completely unbothered.
So when I superglued my eyelids shut and I was in the emergency room, we could have used your credit card instead of having to call Mom?
I'm not gonna let you jeopardize my credit rating. I wanna buy a house someday.
Then it comes out he's been using that same card behind everyone's back to buy the family Christmas presents.
Enjoy your stay, Malcolm.
Thanks.
People roll their eyes at him and root for him in the same episode, which might be the most honest description of how this family works. Leveria is the one almost nobody outside the fandom has heard of, and almost everybody inside it can't stand. She's a woman at the ranch Francis develops feelings for, and the relationship consists mostly of her physically destroying him in fights while a crowd cheers.
Leveria!
Ease up on the boy. His only crime was loving you.
Her response?
You disgust me. You better run home to Mama so she can kiss your tears away and make you cocoa until you get...
Frances takes the beating and comes back for more, and in a later stretch where she's simply cruel to him for no reason at all. His solution is to kidnap her pet bird and hold it hostage until she treats him like a human being.
We need to bring this bird back, and if I do it, she's gonna think I was involved. You made this mess without me. You clean it up without me.
Or what?
It doesn't stop him from apologizing to Leveria directly once the guilt catches up with him. Francis himself somehow stays beloved through all of it, because underneath the delinquent streak is a kid who never actually stops looking out for the people around him. Take the stretch when he heads to Alaska, convinced he's landed a logging job, only to find out the woman running the operation has other plans entirely.
You don't steal, you don't backtalk, and you don't socialize with the Eskimos.
Loggers are filthy, drunken, low-life swine, and Francis is their slave. Feed them, do their laundry, clean the privies. He hauls a broom instead of an axe, gets called genius for not knowing what one looks like. And when the friend who got him into the whole mess breaks down apologizing, worried Francis must hate him for it, Francis doesn't hesitate.
It's okay, man.
No, it isn't. God, you must hate me.
Oh, come on. You're my friend. I can't hate you.
That's Francis in one stretch of one episode, humiliated, exploited, and still the one comforting somebody else. Richie is a much smaller case, and not exactly the brains of the operation. A fellow cadet, Commandant Spangler, decides is a cancer to be eradicated, and instead of punishing him directly, Spangler showers him with privileges.
Dude, watch it. This shirt was a gift from Edwin. It cost $200.
Special treatment, treated like a god, specifically to make the other cadets furious enough to do the job for him. It works almost immediately. Within days, Richie is too busy name-dropping a $200 shirt from his new best friend to give Francis the time of day. When Francis works out what's actually happening, Spangler admits it outright, almost proud of the method.
Richie is being killed with kindness, or at least pummeled into unconsciousness.
He even dares Francis to go warn him.
Oh, feel free. But I don't think you will.
He's my best friend. Why wouldn't I tell him?
Because you hate him too.
Spangler never lays a hand on Richie. He doesn't have to. He just points the other kids in his direction and lets resentment do the rest. Lloyd Jensen, by contrast, is the Krellboyne everyone seems to actually enjoy, a kid with zero social status and total unshakable confidence anyway. At the Krellboyne picnic, he unveils his own invention to the whole class.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the Nixon electromagnet.
It immediately locks onto his braces with a loud clang, and the demonstration ends in muffled sobbing instead of applause. When Reese joins the cheerleading squad, Lloyd can't resist a jab.
Hey, Malcolm, you think your brother will lend me his corset?
And then feels compelled to explain the joke.
That comment was playing off the concept that we all have specific notions of gender-appropriate roles.
He's also the one who saves Malcolm's skin during the school play. When Malcolm blanks on stage in front of a packed audience, Lloyd feeds him his lines from the seat.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight.
Then simply takes over the part from memory, word for word, and gets the standing ovation instead. And when Malcolm gets a letter from an elite private school, Lloyd's excitement collapses into brutal honesty.
Wait, what am I thinking? You can't go. You're too poor. You're like the poorest guy I know. I'm such a jerk. Here I am describing this nirvana you'll never be able to experience.
Followed immediately by his idea of comfort.
It's okay to cry, Malcolm. Tears are free.
He's funny because nothing ever seems to dent that confidence at all. Hal remains, by almost universal agreement, the character people love the most without qualification. A grown man who takes up bizarre hobbies with total, unembarrassed sincerity.
Like watching the gods return to Olympus.
Weeks later, he's judging an actual competition with the same total conviction, disqualifying a competitor mid-race in front of a gasping crowd.
The tape sees all, and I see the tape. You are not a racewalker at all. You're nothing but a common jogger.
Nobody in this family commits to a bit harder than Hal. On the other end of the effort scale entirely is Grandpa Victor, Lois's father, who needs exactly one episode and zero planning to earn a permanent reputation. Victor spends his one visible scene handing Reese a live grenade like it's a toy.
What?
This is live grenades! Do not let go of handle, we both die!
I don't want to die.
Not one of you.
Malcolm's verdict on the spot:
You gave Reese a live grenade, and he's a total idiot. He's right, I am.
one episode, one grenade, and he's never seen again. Then there's the one character this show genuinely splits people on, and it isn't a villain or a background player. It's Lois. Watch the show from the kid's side, and she's a tyrant. Reese gives Malcolm a black eye, and instead of any real justice, Lois's entire ruling is,
I don't care who started it. It ends with you.
But he was
with you.
Watch it from the parent's side, and she's the only adult in the house holding a family of 5 boys and a marriage together without a single day off. Both readings are right at the same time, which is exactly why the argument never actually ends. Commandant Spangler runs the same split. He introduces himself through a fear-based sex ed lecture, and when a cadet points out one of his slides is upside down, he doesn't blink.
Isn't that slide upside down?
No, son. No, it isn't.
He engineers Richie's isolation from the shadows, and once tells a whole barracks he's never caned the wrong cadet in 30 years while actively doing exactly that in front of them. And yet he's also the reason Francis becomes someone worth watching, a mentor as much as a tormentor, right up until Francis graduates out of his life for good, and Spangler sends him off with the closest thing to a compliment he has in him.
But your insolence and stupidity have been the irritating grain of sand around which has formed the pearl of my renaissance. I like me again.
He hands Francis a ceremonial sword as a parting gift, then adds, almost as an afterthought, that it's razor sharp.
Thank you so much.
No, careful, that's razor sharp.
17 characters, and the split between loved and hated barely holds together by the end, because half of them earned both, sometimes in the same episode, sometimes in the same scene. And if you want to see the character this family followed for 2 straight seasons and then simply let go of, that one's up next. What happened to every forgotten Malcolm in the middle character?